Might.
Doesn't count.
Anyways, what do you guys think about my picks? Chiefs, Chargers, Cowboys, Saints.
It's pretty... I don't know about the Chargers.
I don't count the Patriots out of anything, especially in the Super Bowl, because I don't know. Maybe they write a bigger check. Maybe they sacrifice a goat. I don't know, but things seem to work out for them. Rules get written on the spot.
Speaking of rules, what the fuck with that Bears-Eagles? It's a reception. He fumbles, but we're going to say incomplete because there's no clear recovery except the fucking ref picked it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It should have been fumble down right there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that one. I will say the Big Ten officiating crew did a heck of a job last night. They did a great job in the national title game.
There were seven accepted penalties. 1 for Clemson, 6 for Alabama, for a total of 72 yards.
But, I mean, they did a good job as far as getting all the calls right, I feel like. All of them were right, and there were ones that they reviewed. They did it in correct time, but that's a side note. And the other one I don't know. I understand what you're going for, but I don't know if the Rams have a chance of beating you.
I think so, too. I think it's going to end up being like a 27-24.
I don't know. I would personally go with the Rams, but like BB was saying, those fucking Patriots.
I think the Colts have a chance too.
Oh, I don't. We'll see. We will see.
It'll be a close game.
Although he's not wrong. Andy Reid has a history of messing things up in the playoffs.
Andy Reid has also never had a quarterback like Pat Mahomes.
That's absolutely true.
I mean, no offense to Donovan McNabb. But he was not. He was not slinging like Mahomes does.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Not even remotely close.
Anyways, anything more to say about the NFL before we move on?
I do think that it's a good collection of games.
I do too.
I mean, I'm happy with the way that this playoff has played out so far. Although I would have preferred Chicago to be in there because I think it would have made for a better matchup. But Chicago,
Chicago Rams, you think would have been better than Saints Eagles?
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see a rematch there with the Saints. I thought that would have been
Saints Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Nope.
No.
No, I did not.
I would say going forward, though, that the NFC North should be concerned. Because the more Mitch Trubisky and that team gets weapons, they're going to be dangerous down the long run.
I bet Alshon Jeffrey was like, damn, I should have stayed. He would have made more money there.
Well, yeah. Well, hindsight's 2020.
I mean, he got 14 mil from the Eagles, but he would qualify for...
Yeah, he's also going to get more targets on the Eagles because he's playing opposite frying pan hands.
No, he's losing targets because of Golden Tate.
Oh, now he is? Yeah, because they had frying pan hands.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar's come up really big for them.
Dead to me. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Anyways,
doesn't exist.
I do have one more thing I want to say about the NFL. In order to be an MVP, you have to transcend from your sport into others, and Baker Mayfield certainly has done that. In an interview just done on January 6th, with the Akron Beacon Journal, New Orleans Pelicans head coach Alvin Gentry talks about how much he loves the attitude and cockiness that Baker Mayfield has. Gentry goes on to say, I like his cockiness. I really do. I think he's a confident guy. To me, I love guys who are not going to give the pat little answers. When he answers a question, he answers it from the heart. You may not like what you're about to hear, but to me, that's why he's got so much respect from his teammates. That's why they are willing to follow him into battle. Imagine yourself working in a certain field, and then someone from a completely different field tells everyone how great you are. That's why Baker Mayfield is your 2018-2019 NFL MVP.
Sure, I wasn't listening.
All right. So, Tony, do you have another rant?
I do have another rant. And this rant is going to be about... So, all my Steeler fans out there, I want you to know that your team is about to be in the cellar in dog shit for years to come. Especially if the family is going to run the organization this way. I can't understand for the life of me the logic that's going on in Pittsburgh. I actually should probably tweet at Kate Mara and find out what her family members are doing. Because maybe she'll give me an answer about what the hell's going on there. Because at least I understand what she's doing on the other half of her family with the Giants, but nothing makes sense in the Steelers. Why would you go to a quarterback who threatens... Why are you pledging your alliance to a quarterback who threatens to quit all the time, benches himself over a hangnail, blames everyone for his mistake, even when he fumbles the ball, I'm sure it's somebody else's fault, and then you have the coach Tomlin backing him up. Listen, Tomlin deserves every right to be backed up. He's brought you multiple Super Bowls. He's done what he's needed to do. But if Tomlin was as smart as he seems to be as a coach, he would have to know that backing Ben Roethlisberger versus your two other superstars of the future is bad business. And the ownership should know this. What's going to happen when this man inevitably retires? If not this year, next year, the year after, and then he has no weapons to throw to? What, you have Juju Smith-Schuster? Good luck with that when he's double-teamed now. Who else are you going to throw to? Jesse James, for God's sakes? Oh, well, we have Connor. Okay, that's great. You want to know what Connor's greatest advantage this year was? Not enough film on him. Teams can't respond to players if they don't have film on them. But once teams start developing film on them, guess what happens? Your numbers go down because teams know what to expect and what to look for to pull you back. So you can't expect Connor to be able to fill the void that was Le'Veon Bell, because Le'Veon Bell is a different type of player. He is not the same as Connor because he can do more and he can do much more athletic things and can be used in such a more versatile way. And you're gonna try and trade arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. You better get a haul for it. I don't know what you're gonna get for that, but it's dumb because really what you're doing is saying we don't care about the next 10 years. We figure we can try and do this now with even worse players, even though we couldn't make the playoffs this time around. So, congratulations, Steelers fans. Your team is shit.
If I'm any team and I hear that Antonio Brown wants to play for me, like let's just say, for example, the Jets, because that's something that I've heard a lot. If I'm Mike McCagnon, I'd say to Antonio Brown, see you next year.
Yeah.
All the money you want, next year.
I completely get it. And the other thing that really baffles me is the nerve of fucking Pittsburgh to sit here and be like, oh, we don't want the distractions of Antonio Brown taking videos. We don't want the distraction of Le'Veon Bell, will he, won't he.
But you want
you have a man who was accused of rape and sexual assault, not once, but twice.
Three times.
3 times? Didn't know about the third, but I'm just saying, first time, okay, maybe a misunderstanding. Second time, it's more than a coincidence. If there is 3 times, this is a motherfucking pattern now.
There were 2 times, and then there was the third in the strip club.
And then he crashes his motorcycle. This is your quarterback. You're trying to keep him upright from grown men tackling him, and he's falling off of bikes.
In all fairness, that was his second year. It's been 13 years since
but even that he blamed on somebody else. He blamed it on this old woman driver.
He did. But that was 13 years ago.
But the pattern is there. It's well established. He blames everybody else. I'm sure he blamed the women for being, I don't know,
sexy
in their bathroom or whatever. I don't know how it went down. But you can't blame the waitress who you tried to proposition in Vegas, you moron.
I don't know.
You invited her to the room, and then you fucking Harvey Weinstein the situation, and you can't blame her.
Nope.
Been there, right that.
I do, yeah. I do want to say, going back to the Giants really quickly, a lot of people aren't going to like what I'm about to say, but I think 100% you need to take a good hard look at Daniel Jones from Duke, because I think he's going to be a stud. I think he's going to be so good.
That's fine. I've already voiced my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyways. I want Haskins.
You're not going to get him
unless you throw at different levels. And the main problem that everyone has said for Eli for years, and this is even when they considered Eli elite.
Can't spell elite without Eli.
Is he always had accuracy problems. It's one thing Haskins does not have. He does not have an accuracy problem. 70% accuracy. Actually, if anything, he has less of an accuracy problem because half of the year the team couldn't catch the fucking ball. So he's probably higher than that. And that being said, Haskins broke records held by Drew Brees, of all people. And if it was going back to when Drew Brees was in college at Purdue, they have stood a very long time. And if you're going to break anyone's records, that's a pretty good indication that this kid might have the chops to do it in the NFL. Do I think he's a week one starter? No, by no means. And if we're going to try and have this stupid argument that Eli has another year or two left in the tank, then that's perfect for Haskins. Let him learn the system. Eli, from all accounts, is a decent mentor and willing to work with people. He's not like a piece of shit Ben Roethlisberger. Won't do that even though he's aging worse than cheese. But let him sit under Eli, learn the system, hone some of the skills he has. If Pat Shurmur can make McCown into a great quarterback, which we saw what happened when he left and went to Denver this year, he can polish up Haskins.
You mean Keenum?
Keenum, yeah, not McCown. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. McCown.
Yeah, that's back when he was with the Browns.
Yeah, but if he can do that with Keenum, and we saw what happened to Keenum when he left, he can polish up Haskins, let him sit behind Eli to learn some more, and then you have all of his tangible skills as far as his size, his pocket presence. We don't need him to run. We have Saquon Barkley. We have a guy who runs. Okay, we've got that covered.
Is he good?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Not to mention, if you think about it, who was the best wide receiver out of Ohio State most of the times? It was Dobbins coming out of the backfield.
It was Noah Brown, and he sucks in the NFL.
No, I'm talking. Well, that the argument can be made there that it's actually Michael Thomas.
That's a good point.
So if you really think about it, like if he's looking to Dobbins, he's already got the idea to look at someone like Saquon who comes out of the flat. So all of his intangibles and not needing to start him right away, because I had to listen to a year of Humpty Canny saying that Saquon Barkley was a terrible fucking pick because we should have taken a quarterback. But then you're going to sit here and pass on the only one other than maybe the Duke quarterback. And I have an idea of Haskins because I've watched him all the year. I don't have that much of an idea of the Duke quarterback. But that being said, he's the only one that I've heard of that is even remotely considered able to be drafted. I think there's a Missouri quarterback that has some interest.
Fuck him.
But that's what I'm saying. The only ones that I consider that may be eligible to make it in the NFL are those two. And given that you sit at 6, none of the 5 teams in front of you need quarterbacks. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that they're not going to try and shop that if someone wants Haskins.
Who are the teams in front of them? The Raiders. Cardinals. 49ers.
Niners.
The Jets.
Yep. And most of them got their quarterback last year that they need.
Yeah, so
it's not they're the teams in front of or they have Garoppolo and things like that. They're not going after Haskins. Now they may try and shop that if somebody wants to jump up like Jacksonville or somebody. But
I don't see someone thinking Haskins is so great that they have to, trade up a bunch of shit to get him.
He's clearly the number 1 quarterback in this draft. And if the Giants are going to be in a 6th position and they want a quarterback for the future and they're going to still play this Eli Manning bullshit, then take Haskins and work him.
Yeah, but no offense to Dwayne Haskins, but saying that he's by far the number 1 quarterback in this draft class is like saying I was the valedictorian of my graduating homeschool class.
I mean, that's not necessarily true because if you look at the Heisman voting, yes, he didn't win because it clearly went to Kyler Murray. Because I think that it went to Kyler Murray, one, because nobody thought he could take that Oklahoma team over after Baker Mayfield with the amount of success that he did. Tua, I don't think really deserved to be on the ballot and probably should have been the 3rd because again, Tua didn't. And I'm also a little jaded now in this respect because Tua looked like dog shit playing a good team. And a good team that plays defense. I have to change that because he looked pretty decent against Oklahoma, but Oklahoma doesn't play any fucking defense. So he looked bad against the team that actually played decent defense. He didn't really play in the 4th quarter. And again, if you look at Haskins' stats, like if you compare Haskins' stats to any other Heisman year, Haskins would have won hands down. No one put up stats like that.